Subaru has sold almost 500,000 of these cars since 2017 in the US market alone. I want to find out why. My name is Osama and today on Daily Drives we'll be testing the 2020 Subaru XV on and off-road. This lifted hatchback segment, aka the crossover, has become more and more popular during the last decade. And it's safe to say that if you don't build one as a car maker, you're missing out on a huge market. The Japanese automaker's approach is to 1. Make it look like a Subaru, so it has the face of an Impreza. 2. Add some funky 18-inch wheels to give the kids something to talk about. 3. Give it a roof rack so it looks like it can do utility. 4. Add a sporty spoiler behind to make it more race car. And 5. Melt a rear bumper of a 2007 Subaru STI hatchback and slap it on the body. The car also cost 8,600 dinars, but if you would like to buy it cheaper than that, then stick to the end of this video and I'll tell you how if you live in Bahrain. The engine is a boxer, and that means that the cylinders go like this, instead of like this, or like this, and do the piston dance. This boxer is a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, and the reason why they call it a boxer is because it has 2 cylinders fighting the world on each side. Unfortunately, it's not turbocharged, so it only develops around 156 metric horsepower as well as 196 newton-meters of torque. And Subaru claims that it will accelerate to 100 kilometers an hour in 10.4 seconds, which is not really fast. And then all of that power goes to the CVT transmission. A lot of Japanese manufacturers are doing that nowadays, but the most important thing is all the power goes to all of the wheels. Yes, it's all-wheel drive, and that comes as standard. And because Subaru has raised the car up and it has a clearance of 222 millimeters, it can do some slight off-roading, and I'll get to that later. The interior has lots of room and places to put things. Deep door pockets allow for lots of drink to be carried on your longer adventures away from civilization. And yes, we forgot to record the door pockets, so I'm recording them on my phone. You will find orange stitching absolutely everywhere, reminding you of how hip you are, and in general it feels sporty on the inside with fake carbon fiber accents and fake aluminum that looks better than most imitations. However, you will also find gloss black in some areas that will collect fingerprints quickly, and as you can see in this demo car, scratches as well. The interior layout as a whole is very practical and everything is easy to find and within reach. What's also good is the infotainment system. I really do like the design, and the buttons are quite large, so it's easy to find what you're looking for. Another plus is that you get Android Auto and Apple CarPlay as standard, and when you're using your Bluetooth connection, it connects really fast. It's one of the fastest I've ever tested, and on top of that you do have a decent stereo system, but it's just adequate. It's nothing too special. The back seats offer a ton of space. I have a lot of knee room as well as headroom. On top of that, you do get 2 ISOFIX fixtures in the back, so it is almost the perfect family car. And I say almost because the boot does take a hit from the capacity you get in the second row. The boot space is only 310 liters, which is lower than most hatchbacks. And it's also because of that, because you have a spare tire underneath the false floor, but there's a cool thing back here. It's the middle row seat belt. It's tied to the back, and you might think that is an inconvenience, but when lowering the back seats, when you need the extra space, it doesn't get in the way. All right, so now let's go find out what this thing can actually do. So the first step to go off-roading in the new XV, you have to engage X mode, and that basically allows you to turn on hill descent and will help us come down this steep hill. So Khalid's gonna turn that on, and we're gonna head down. So the XV gets the Subaru all-wheel drive symmetrical system, albeit a little bit beefed up with some components from the Forester, and that allows it to modulate each wheel while descending a hill individually. So it gives you unexpected confidence as well as unexpected off-road capabilities for a crossover. I'd like to see other crossover doing that. When it comes to crossovers, most people will be driving them on roads instead of off-road, and this car certainly has to perform well there. The engine is not too great, as we discussed earlier, but it does get the job done, and connected to the CVT transmission, fortunately is kind of noisy. As soon as I get onto the throttle, as I'll demonstrate right now, it doesn't really make a good sound, especially if you're driving at higher speeds. The Subaru XV is very comfortable even for the driver. I have lots of space and the seats are supportive and not too firm. So it does give you a little bit of that rally heritage Subaru is known for, but it doesn't take you to a level that you would have to decide on whether to get this or something else. Visibility is great, big windows all around, and the A-pillars are quite thin, so you don't really have too many dead spots. And also they have these small little windows on the side to give you even more awareness when it comes to driving this car on a daily basis. The XV also has Subaru's Eye Sight. It's two cameras above me, like two eyes. I'm guessing that's where they got the name from. And they're constantly scanning the road. They're used for active cruise control, and on top of that, they will help you when a car stops, and it will warn you that, hey, you know, you better slow down because you're about to have an accident. And finally, it will also do it for you if that's necessary. The car comes with a lot of extra options like lane departure warning as well as rear cross traffic alert. But Subaru's Eye Sight has one of the most important feature of this decade, and I haven't seen it in any other car. Tell me down below if you have. What it will do is that when you're stuck in traffic and there's a car in front of you, and let's say you're vigorously commenting on our latest picture on Instagram, hashtag follow us, right? If that car moves 3 meters away from you, the car will warn you and say, hey, they have already moved. Come on, let's go. Yalla. And, you know, if the guy in front of you is not moving, you do have a very funky horn. It's so cute. The one thing I did not expect to get from the XV is driving pleasure. It is a really fun car to throw around. I mean, the suspension is not too firm, yet it doesn't have that much body roll, and of course the seats help with that. On top of that, it feels just like really well put together. Nothing rattles, and the car usually responds in the way that you would like it to. At the beginning, when you enter a corner, it does understeer a little bit, but when it does that, you just mash the throttle down and it will pull you out of anything. And that brings me to what I said at the beginning of this video. Subaru in Bahrain has discounted this car by 1,000 dinars. You can now pick up a 2020 XV for 7,600, including VAT, which is a great deal because if you consider what you're getting, the driving pleasure, the all-wheel drive, all of that capability, as well as the practicality, you're really getting one of the better cars in this segment. Yes, it's not the prettiest one, but it will be the truest. Thank you for watching this episode of Daily Drives. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to smash that like button, as well as let me know down in the comment sections below what you think of the Subaru XV. And if you have one, why did you buy one? As well as don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss out on any future videos. I'm out. Take care.